Good morning, student. Let us start with today's discussion on the topic some basic concepts of chemistry. So today we are going to discuss stoichiometry calculations, limiting reagent and some questions of exercises. Let us begin. So first is stoichiometry and stoichiometric calculations. So as all of you are knowing students, one of the most important aspects of a chemical reaction is that when it is written in the balanced form. So it gives quantitative relationships between the various reactants and products in terms of moles, masses, molecules and volumes. So this is called stoichiometry. This word originated from Greek meaning to measure an element. So now the coefficients of the balanced chemical equation are called stoichiometric coefficients. For example, you can see over here calcium carbonate plus 2HCl hydrochloric acid gives us calcium chloride plus H2O plus CO2. So when we are talking about in terms of moles, so what we can say from here, this equation is in balanced form. So what we can conclude from here, we can say that 1 mole of calcium carbonate reacts with 2 moles of hydrochloric acid to give 1 mole of calcium chloride, 1 mole of water and 1 mole of carbon dioxide. And when we are going to discuss in terms of masses, molar mass, so molar mass of calcium carbonate is 100 gram. For 2HCl it would be 73. For calcium chloride it is 111 gram. For H2O it is 18 grams and for CO2 it is 44 grams. So we can say that 100 gram of calcium chloride, calcium carbonate reacts with 73 gram of hydrochloric acid to give 111 gram of calcium chloride, 18 gram of water and 44 gram of carbon dioxide. So the quantitative information which is conveyed by a chemical equation helps in a number of calculations. So the problems involving these calculations may be classified into the following different types. This is the balanced chemical equation and we can conclude the two things. So now the types of calculation. So first one is mass-mass relationship. That is, mass of one of the reactant or products is given and the mass of some other reactant or product is to be calculated. Second is mass volume relationship, that is mass by volume of one of the reactant or product is given and the volume by mass of the other is to be calculated. So third one is volume relationship, that is volume of one of the reactants or the product is given and volume of the other is to be calculated. Means here three types we are having for calculations. Mass means mass of either of the reactant is being given, and for mass volume either mass or volume of one of the reactant or product is given, and same way for other reactant as well. So now we can say that the actual yield of the product in any reaction is usually less than the theoretical yield, means calculated, that is calculated from the balanced chemical equation. Like previously we have seen one example of calcium carbonate. So why this is so? This is because of the certain side reactions taking place or less ideal condition that are required. So we can write percent yield which is equals to actual yield by theoretical yield into 100. So this is the formula for calculation of percentage yield, how much percent we are getting. So it is, we can calculate it by dividing the actual yield by theoretical yield which we are calculating through the reactions. So the general method of calculation for all the problems of this type, consider the following steps. Like first you have to write the equation, then you have to write the balanced form of the equation, and then you have to write the relative numbers of moles or the relative masses of the reactants as well as the products. Just previously we have discussed the reaction. In case of suppose any gaseous substance, so you have to write 22.4 liters at STP. STP is standard temperature and pressure below the formula in any whatever examples we are taking. So there we have to write in terms of, if the gaseous state is present, so we have to write in terms of volume, that is 22.4 liters. It is fixed at STP. So after that, by applying unitary method, we will do the required calculation. So let us discuss some calculation based on this. So first one is involving mass relationship. Okay, so question is like this: we have to calculate the amount of water in grams produced by the combustion of 60 gram of methane. So we have got the question. So after reading the question, first we have to write the balanced chemical equation for the combustion of methane. So we can write CH4 2O plus 2O2 gives us CO2 plus 2H2. This is the balanced chemical equation. And just below it we can write in terms of 1 mole of here methane gas is required after combining with 2 moles of oxygen, then it is giving 1 mole of carbon dioxide and 2 moles of water. So now we have to calculate the amount of water. So how we are able to calculate? So from the given equation we are able to see that 1 mole of CH4 on combustion produces 2 moles of water. Okay, so 1 mole of methane is equals to 16 gram as well, that is the molar mass of CH4, and 1 mole of H2O is equals to 36 gram. Why? Because it is the molar mass of H2O is 18, so 2 moles given here, so 2 into 18, that will gives us 36 grams. So therefore we know that 2 moles of H2O is equals to 36 gram. So hence we have to calculate for 16 gram of CH4. On complete combustion, how much water is being produced? So that will gives us 36 gram of water, because here 1 mole of methane is giving 2 moles of water, and we are knowing for 1 mole molar mass is 16 gram, and for 2 moles of water molar mass is 36 gram. Simply we can calculate for the other moles as well. So let us discuss one more question, that is calculate the mass of iron which will be converted into its oxide Fe2O3 by the action of 18 gram of steam on it. So the question given here is you have to calculate the mass of iron which will be converted into its oxide. Fe2O3 is the ferric oxide by the action of 18 gram of steam on it. So our first requirement is we have to write the balanced chemical equation which is representing the above reaction. So the balanced chemical equation is 3Fe plus 4H2O gives us Fe3O4 plus 4H2. So now we can calculate from here that Fe having mass 56 grams, so 3 into 56 gives us 168 gram, and 4H2O 4 into 18 gives us 72 gram. So thus we can say that 72 gram of steam react with 168 gram of iron. So therefore 18 gram of steam will react with, simply unitary method we are applying, 168 by 72 into 18. That will gives us 42 gram of iron. So therefore the mass of iron required will be 42 grams. It's a simple basic unitary method, like for this much gram we are getting this much grams. So let us proceed further, students. Now another topic is there, that is limiting reactant or reagent. So the reactant which reacts completely in the reaction is called the limiting reactant or reagent. Or in other words, we are knowing that one of the reactant is present in larger amount than the other as required according to the balanced equation. When we are writing any equation and we are balancing it, so either of the reactant, one of the reactant is present in larger amount and another one is present in lesser amount. So the amount of the product formed then depends upon the reactant which has reacted completely. So the reactant which reacts completely in this very reaction is called the limiting reactant or limiting reagent. And the reactant which is not consumed completely in the reaction is called excess reagent or excess reactant. As the excess of this reactant is left unreacted, you can see over here Before the reaction, excess reagent is the red one, and limiting reagent are the green ones. So after reaction is being completed, you can see over here there are few reagents which are in excess, that is red one, and green one it has already been combined. So few reactants are which are left alone, that is the red one, is known as the excess reagent. Okay, so simply it means the reactant which is not consumed completely in the reaction, which is left out after the reaction, is known as excess reagent or excess reactant. So let us discuss one question based on limiting reagents. So the question is like this: in the reaction, suppose reaction is given A plus B2 gives us AB2. You have to identify the limiting reagent, if any, in the following mixture. So first question is 300 atoms of A plus 200 molecules of B. So we have to find out limiting reagent in these. So according to the given reaction, we can say that one atom of A reacts with one molecule of B. So therefore, if 200 molecules of B are present, then it will definitely react with only 200 atoms of A, and 100 atoms of A will be left unreacted. So we can say that here B is the limiting reagent while A is the excess reagent. Similarly, for the second one, 2 mole of A plus 3 moles of B. So according again to the given reaction, we can say that 1 mole of A reacts with 1 mole of B. So therefore, 2 moles of A will react only with 2 moles of B, and 1 mole of B will remain unreacted. So here A is the limiting reagent. Okay, so now, and excess reagent will be B. So coming to the third one, 100 atoms of A plus 100 molecules of B. Again you can see over here both the 100 atoms, if we are considering according to the equation, one atom of A is being reacted with one molecule of B, then therefore we can say that 100 atoms of A will react with 100 molecules of B. So ultimately we can say that there will be no limiting reagent in this very reaction, because all the atoms and molecules are being consumed during the reaction. So next one is 5 mole of A and 2.5 mole of B. So which one would be the limiting reagent? Obviously B will be the limiting reagent, because again we can say that 2.5 mole of B will react with only 2.5 mole of A, and 2.5 mole of A will remain unreacted. So the A will be the excess reagent and B will be the limiting reagent. So lastly, the fifth one is again 2.5 mole of A plus 5 mole of B. So again we can say that 2.5 mole of A will react only with 2.5 mole of B, and 2.5 mole of B will remain unreacted. So similarly, here A is the limiting reagent and B will be the excess reagent. So let us proceed towards one more question. So question is like this: calculate the amount of carbon dioxide that could be produced when 1 mole of carbon is burnt in air. So first one is 1 mole of carbon is burnt in air. So for calculating the amount of carbon dioxide, we have to first write down the equation, balanced chemical equation for combustion of carbon in dioxygen or air. So it is like this: C plus O2 gives us CO2. So simply we can write in terms of mole, 1 mole of carbon reacts with 1 mole of oxygen to gives 1 mole of CO2. Or if we have to write in terms of molar mass, what we can write? 12 gram of carbon reacts with 32 gram of oxygen gives us 44 grams of carbon dioxide. So our first question is 1 mole of carbon is burnt in air. So we have to calculate the amount of carbon dioxide. So obviously we can say that in air combustion is complete. So therefore CO2 produced from the combustion of 1 mole of carbon will be equals to 44 gram, because we can see directly from here reaction as well. 1 mole of carbon gives 1 mole of carbon dioxide. That means 44 grams. So now second one, 1 mole of carbon is burnt in 16 gram of dioxygen. So for dioxygen, as we are knowing that only 16 gram of dioxygen is available, it can combine only with 0.5 mole of carbon, that is dioxygen is here the limiting reactant or limiting reagent. Hence carbon dioxide produced will be 22 grams. Okay, so coming to the third one, 2 moles of carbon are burnt in 16 gram of dioxygen. So here you have been given 2 moles, we have to increase the number of moles of carbon. So again dioxygen is the limiting reactant because 16 gram of dioxygen can combine only with 0.5 mole of carbon. So again CO2 produced will be 22 grams. I hope you have understood this question. So today we have discussed about stoichiometry, stoichiometric calculations and limiting reactant or reagent. Thank you students.